pressing issues, Kevin Holland, number one. The downfall. Give me about 5 minutes here.
Okay.
Let me run. Maybe not 5 minutes, but I got a few bullet points here.
Okay.
Number one, though, off the top of my head. Kevin needs to find out what weight class he belongs in. Right? Because it's complete undiscipline, in my opinion. He's too small for 185. Let's just call it what it is. You're too small for 185, but you don't have the discipline to cut down to 170. So pick one. You either got to put on an extra muscle and stay at 185 and start cutting some real weight to compete with these guys, right? Or you got to get disciplined and cut down to 170. That's number one. Number two, on top of your weight discrepancies in your fights, you weighed in at like 183.5 pounds. So you overcut weight. So you're coming in underweight and then you overcut. You cut an extra 1.5 pounds. It makes no sense. And then you don't even put on extra weight after that. Like you only gain like 6 pounds or like 8 pounds. You know what I mean? After the fight or after your weigh-ins. So it's complete undiscipline. Not only are you not in the right weight class, but you're overcutting weight. You're coming in underweight. You came in 193.5. I have it written down right here. 193.5. Reinier de Ridder, 202.8. 10-pound weight difference. So you need to either put on 10 pounds of muscle and start cutting extra weight to stay at 85 or drop down to 170. And I'm only saying this because Kevin said himself that he's been trash lately and he needs to clean things up. So first and foremost, Kevin, find the weight class you belong in. Because here's another thing too I have written down. You said that you knock out Bilal Muhammad if you stuff the takedown. Okay, well, let's see if you can stuff the takedown, number one. But if you think you can knock out Bilal, then I think you should go down to that weight class because he's the champ. I believe he said that on the Jaxxon podcast.
But does he even deserve to get in the top 15 rankings, though? He's not even ranked anymore.
But if you think you could, my thing is this. If you think you could beat Bilal, then you can probably mow through the rankings.
But here's my thing then, to add on top of that.
Okay.
It's going to take you 2 years in order to get back in that position. You have done your, what is he, 4? He's lost 4 to the last 5.
Correct.
Out of the rankings. So let's say you do move down. To me, bro, all of a sudden now you're a gatekeeper, dog. Because you're going to get the same Kevin Holland. We know what we're getting now.
We do. We do know what we're getting. And, a lot of this talk as far as trying to, giving him the solutions to make it better, I'm afraid it might be too late, Kevin. Because you've wasted these years.
You know what? There's something about him. Like, even when I watched after the he's 32 years old. I mean, he's not old either. It's something about his demeanor. And I'm a big fan of him too. I like him.
He can turn it around.
In his demeanor. He could. But it's something about his demeanor, bro. It's like he don't really care.
It's not even him, if we're being real. That's not how he is at home.
No? I don't know. I mean, because
it can't
the persona you put, I don't know, because but look at the results.
What do you mean?
You see the demeanor, like the results speak volumes, bro. Lost 4 out of the last 5.
Yeah, or you're talking about his demeanor, like his nonchalant, don't care demeanor.
To an extent, yeah, and I mean the demeanor of then you go into the ring and you lose.
Okay.
Like, it'd be one thing if you had that demeanor outside the ring, like you did on the Jaxxon podcast. His demeanor in the Jaxxon podcast is like, bro, I'm the baddest motherfucker out here. What's up, dog?
Yeah, that stuff is upsetting.
What's up? What's up, Rampage? Man, I'll fuck you. His demeanor is like, bro, I'll fuck you up. I don't give a fuck.
And that shit pisses me off. I'll tell you why that pissed me off, but go on.
And then you're like, okay, so we know what you probably need to do in order to get this win. But he's so arrogant almost and so cocky, like, nah, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And I'm going to get the win. And then, but the results don't, if let's say he had that same demeanor and he won, bro, we'd be like, dog, shit, do you, bro? You a real one because you can back it up. But the results, and now you're not even ranked. It's like, for example, if you were to give him the welterweight, right? Carlos Freitas. Who do you got?
Carlos isn't going to take him down, so it's a little bit closer than you might think. But any wrestler, I'm going to pick the wrestler. Let me put it like that.
I hate to say it. Colby. I hate to say it. You'd pick Colby?
Yeah. I told you. Any wrestler.
Yeah, so, I mean, but once you get to these top guys, the Shavkat, even Ian Gary showed, Sean Brady showed, Gilbert Burns, Colby.
Gilbert beats Kevin. You know I'm not the biggest. Sean Brady beats Kevin, and you know I'm not the biggest Sean Brady fan.
So I mean, Vicente Luque.
I guess it'd be close. Gatekeeper versus gatekeeper.
Yeah, but Vicente's good on, and I like what you said too. Like, you know, Kevin Holland's good on the ground, but I don't know, bro.
No, you were right. I thought about that. When Kevin lost, I go, oh yeah, MTK was right. Black belt, schmack belt.
Because he wants to put on a good performance, which I get, right? Because you're a fighter. You want to be dynamic. And he is. He's like dynamic. It's just, I don't know, bro. It's more disappointing than anything to me because I feel like you're so much more talented. But then when I hear you with like going on the Jaxxon podcast, like it was a great episode. That was a great episode. That was entertaining.
Once they got past that, and even the beginning, it was all entertaining. Yeah.
And I love Rampage. Rampage, he let him talk. Like, all right, dog. You know what Rampage remind me of? Rampage remind me of an older brother, and there's a younger brother like, bro, I'll fuck you up, but keep going, dude.
Yeah. Well, you know, like he's secure. Rampage is secure. Yeah, super secure.
Like, you don't have nothing to prove to Kevin Holland. You just let him do. Nothing. He just let him keep yapping and shit.
Bro, Rampage, a former UFC champion. What the fuck does he got to prove to Kevin Holland?
Right, and he's big as fuck.
He could have easily told him that too, but he's like, I'm good, dude. You know.
Yeah, because he could roll with that. He could have fun with it. You know what I mean? He knows it's gonna give views too. He's now getting all this. Like, his podcast is blowing up. I've always loved Rampage too.
Mm-hmm. Rampage is the GOAT.
But a lot of people could see that as disrespect though. Initially, it's kind of like, man, bro, you're being disrespectful to Rampage like that. That's out of pocket, dog. And there was the way he was the way he was like clapping back at him, like he was trying to make Rampage look stupid.
He was.
Oh, you don't know what this is? Oh, you don't know what that is? You know what this is? Like, half the world don't know what that is, dog.
4570, whatever the fuck he's talking about.
Right. Half the world don't know what the fuck that is, bro.
And like, it's just kind of crazy to me. Couple things off of that with the conversation. Number one, bro, it's like a pet peeve of mine when, like, for example, right, if a fighter were to ever come and press me and try to fight me for whatever I have to say about you, you're a clown. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a fighter. You know, I'm a journalist and I'm presenting my opinions. Maybe I have a critique about you. But if you can't use your words to come in and speak to me, you know what I mean, and work things out and express your opinions and your thoughts and your feelings about something I may have said, and you have to resort to kicking my ass, there's always somebody bigger and stronger. That's not how I handle problems in real life. There could be a small kid who disrespects me. Am I going to tell him I'm going to kick his ass? No, I'll talk to him. So if I disrespect you, for you to be like, oh, I'll kick your ass, it's like the most minimum level requirement of like solving problems. So that's what Kevin did to Rampage. It's like, I'm going to kick your ass. Rampage is a retired UFC champion. You don't need to be talking to anybody that way who's not a fighter, let alone like Rampage, who's also proven himself. So to me, when Kevin does that, it's like corny as fuck, number one. And then number two, you bring in guns and you're a pro fighter. So you're going to kick a guy's ass who could take you, right? You're going to kick his ass with your fists. But then you're going to also turn around and say, but the guy bigger than me, I'll just shoot you. He didn't say that, but he keeps bringing up guns. Why do you think he's bringing up guns? He's trying to intimidate. And so for a fighter to do that, to play both cards, Kevin doesn't, I don't know what's up with Kevin.
Were they talking about hunting? And that's what it was. It was hunting, right?
But he's talking, like, oh, yeah. No, but this is what Kevin said, right? Because I watched it pretty intently. Kevin said, I don't got no ego unless we're two dudes sitting across the table with rifles seeing who could hit the target. If you're sitting across the table, who can hit the target?
It was the ego thing that tripped him up. It was like, oh, I don't have an ego, but now bring this up. Oh, now I have an ego.
With a gun. And so that's my thing is like, Kevin, you're threatening the lesser guy, the old 40-year-old retired fighter that you can kick his ass. And then at the same time you turn around and then you're talking about like shooting people who are like, who could probably beat your ass. It's like lame as fuck to me.
But then you go around, then you go afterwards, and you
lose. So what do you like? This is my point. It's lame as fuck, because if you're really about that, if you're a really tough guy, you're in the business to show that. So you don't need to tell me who you're gonna shoot or that you could beat up Rampage Jackson, because the way you prove to everybody else that you're a tough guy is by beating the guy you got to fight in the octagon.
And here's another point. I was like, to me, it's almost like, do you even really want to be a champion though?
No, he's already admitted he doesn't, which is why I've always said it's hard for me to get behind Kevin Holland.
That's super hard to get behind him. It's super hard to go create a podcast.
Right.
Go create a podcast. You're entertaining.
Well, he did create a podcast, but it's not open anymore. Like, it shut down. Something happened.
All right. Well, go create another podcast. Roll another one.
I guess so, but I don't know what happened there, you know? Kevin, I was going to say this too, though, is because I was saying how Kevin, we got the boy in here, Rob Nakamura. Kevin can't hang in middleweight. Let's go. Yeah, put Kevin at welterweight, but we don't even, you know, all the wrestlers are going to take him down there too. I was going to say something about I might forget it just because I got distracted there for a second.
I wonder if Rob thinks, just kind of backtrack, if Armin and Max Holloway would be a good fight, because I know he's a big Max Holloway fan.
Oh, yeah. Rob, you think Armand Max Holloway, you think Charles Max Holloway, number one contender for Islam next? Because we all know Max wants to challenge for that lightweight title soon.
And two, I was going to say on the prelims, did you watch any of the prelims? I forgot.
I didn't really, I don't think.
My guy. All right, hey, you know what we're gonna have to start doing?
What?
We'll do like the prelim corner with DJ MTK. MTK with this. MTK with
prelim,
just,
like fucking rundown, 10-minute rundown.
Yeah, no, 1 minute rundown. 1 minute rundown.
Okay. You want to do it right now or what?
Yeah, I'll do it for you right now, just to fill you in.
Okay, fill me in.
Just to fill you in on who.
Oh,
we should
let me give me 30 seconds to finish just the last thing I had to say. I just remembered it. I was giving Kevin a hard time for threatening to kick Rampage's ass. So people probably want to know, well, then what do you want from Kevin? This is what I want from Kevin. To say to Rampage, I don't appreciate what you commented on my post. I don't know you very well. And express your feelings to him like you eventually did. You don't need to do the whole thing about I'm going to beat your ass, I want to fight, this and that. You're a fucking man, dude, a grown-ass man. You're a fighter in the octagon. Outside, you're a regular dude like everyone else. So just use your words and communicate like a normal dude. If you could do that, but maybe Rampage has a point with the ego.
But I will say this too: he does kind of have ego, right? He's arrogant. But we're talking about fighters, bro. And then we're not talking about the most sanest people here.
We're not.
You know what I mean?
You hear me. Yeah, I got you.
I feel you.